his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
He was able to hit that. It looked like he was getting a standing ovation earlier on. RKO!
All right, man, you already know what time it is. TP Unfiltered in full effect. Welcome to TP Wrestling Rants. And listen, I just finished watching Night 2 of WrestleMania 41, and I got some things I need to get off my chest. Because while it had great moments, I can't lie, as a whole, the night was mid to me, with a little bit of spice and a few fire bangers and a couple of letdowns and a whole lot of what the hell was that moments. But I'm about to break it down match by match because, yeah, we got to talk about this. WrestleMania 41 Night 2 kicked off hot with Io Sky defending the Women's World Championship against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match. And let me tell y'all this, Io came out with something to prove, y'all. Even though they was trying to bury her in the promos, in the match she was flying around the ring like gravity didn't apply to her, hitting that moonsault on both of them girls. At the same time, it was clean, smooth. She do that moonsault effortless, if you ask me. Bianca out there tossing them girls around like a Marvel character, and Rhea Ripley, she was locked in, overpowered as usual, delivering that cold, methodical energy that she always brings. But here's the thing. As far as the match was, the finish kind of felt flat to me. Io retained, but the way she ended it, it didn't hit with that WrestleMania climax. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of happened, you know. Like, it should have gave 5 more minutes and build up the true finale, you know. Still off pure action. It was one of the best matches of the night, if you ask me. You know, Hill was lucky to retain it. Then, then we go to match 2. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. Now, Drew and Priest, this was one of those matches where you already knew violence was going to be there, but the purpose was missing. Like, I appreciated the table spots, you know, the weapon chaos, you know, the use of the chairs and, you know, the energy. Drew even hitting the Claymore through that chair. That was nasty work. And they found out that Drew is actually a star, you know. But the match had no weight to me behind it. It was just 2 dudes fighting a fight. And Drew ran it. When Drew took that selfie shot though, mid-match, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. To me, Damian Priest was just being robotic, you know, no effort. But still in all, it was a good brawl. I felt like it felt like some type of disqualification match that would be on Raw the night after WrestleMania, maybe. But it was an entertaining fight, but forgettable. Then we go into that fatal 4-way with Braun Breaker, the champion, versus Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominik Mysterio. And this match right here was pure chaos, and I mean that in both a good and frustrating way. You had 4 killers in there. Well, 1 with Braun and 2 if you count Penta, but Breaker looked like a wrecking ball as usual. Penta, he added that Luca spice that he brings. Balor being slick and cold as always, and then there's Dominik, who somehow walked out as the Intercontinental Champion. Listen, Dom pulled it off. Fire Little Frog Splash tribute to his uncle Eddie Guerrero. That was dope. I give him that. But let's not act like this match made sense. It was moving way too fast. A lot of flying around, spearing, diving out the ring. No one got time to breathe or build up the tension. And Penn Balor got pinned right after hitting his finisher on Breaker. That was really the highlight of the match to me, while the ending and the crowd reaction was very, very shocking. The way that Dom won the belt and the crowd reacted, and he had to do that double take, run back in the ring again. Yeah, that was also cool to me. You know what I'm saying? Dom really, really deserved that. Then we go to one of my favorite matches, even though it was short. You know, Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry. This was random. Joe popped up, you know, last minute, trying to make a statement, you know, represent TNA as TNA World Champion and do something major on the big stage. And then, boom, RKO, match over, less than 3 minutes, bro. Don't get me wrong. It was cool seeing Orton in his 20th, I think, WrestleMania match. And that second RKO after the fake handshake, you know, that was typical Viper behavior. But what we tuned in for, guys? This had Raw segment energy all over it, not WrestleMania moments. I get it. Shock value, you know, bringing out Joe Hendry and getting that loud introduction by the crowd, you know. But they could have gave us a mini classic instead of a squash, you know. Felt like a whole lot of wasted potential with Joe Hendry. I actually like him. Then we have the match with Logan Paul and AJ Styles. Now this match right here had me conflicted, bro. On one hand, Logan Paul, he's so goddamn natural. I don't care what nobody says, but this dude got moves and he actually gets it. His timing, his autism, even his storytelling on some points. But what got me is AJ Styles. This man is a freaking legend. And seeing him take that L to a goddamn celebrity. But Logan Paul's actually a good one. But I still think it ended the wrong way. The style clash reversal, though, was crazy work by Logan, hitting it on AJ, then AJ hitting it on Logan. You know, that was pretty cool. That was a cool moment. But the interference from Karrion Kross with the brass knuckles, oh, man, this guy's starting to get repetitive. The match was good, but the finish, it was too scripted to me, you know. Let these two guys cook like they was doing. Stop crowding up the moments with nonsense, because AJ deserved better. You know, Karrion Kross, I believe he eventually gonna get released by WWE, but who knows? Then we get the women's title championship match with Becky Lynch, Laura Vakira, and Liv Morgan. Yeah, but that was pretty good. So I'm gonna jump right into that one. That was pretty quick. First, Becky Lynch music hits and the whole place explodes. You know, the pop was crazy. I was even excited for a moment. You know, they ain't waste no time with the match. You know, Becky went straight to business. Becky hit that the manhandle slam. Boom, the crowd went on their feet. You know, her and Lyra Valkyria walked away with a goal. Now, yes, the match itself was short. That's why my commentary was short. But it felt like it ended before it even got going. So, but the moment when Becky came out, you know, made it special. Becky looked like her old self. Looked like she never left. Lyra looked like she finally belongs, you know. Like I say, this one was short, sweet, and satisfying. So I ain't mad at it. I was just excited to see Becky return and even more excited to see her win gold and waiting to see how Lyra is going to push as a double champion. Then we get the main event. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Man, look, this main event had me in my feelings, y'all. Cody Rhodes came out looking like the final boss of a wrestling legacy with the Dusty Road boots on and the championship pride. John Cena came out looking the same. To me, he gave the 2007 Cena vibes though when he was focused and dangerous. But besides that, he looked like he was ready to make history. And bruh, did the match deliver? This felt like a clash of eras. The crowd was locked in, false finishes, counters, psychological. It was beautiful though. And then, out of nowhere, Travis Scott interferes. Yep, LA Flame got involved with the world title match. Takes a crossroad by Cody Rhodes. Cena hits him with the belt. Boom, Cena wins. 17-time world championship. Crowd erupts. History was made. But at what cost though? Cena turning heel or Cody getting robbed. The Rock, nowhere to be found as usual after all this build up. So my question is, but one thing for sure has to be is WrestleMania energy. You know, whether you love the finish or if you hate it or how you felt about it, you know, it's kind of what wrestling is about. We're gonna love it, we're gonna hate it, those mixed energies. I just don't know where the goddamn Rock was at. So boom, WrestleMania 41 night 2 to me was a roller coaster, has highs, lows, had me out my seat a little bit. But at the end of the day, it was mid. My phone was going dead, so I was able to catch it on TV. So I missed some parts of it, but I did enjoy what I did see. Becky coming back, Dom still in the gold, Logan disrespecting AJ Styles, you know what I'm saying? We still got to figure out what the hell The Rock was doing on this promo and where he's been. But I'm going to leave it to y'all now. And y'all tell me how y'all night 2 was. Did y'all enjoy it? Did y'all think it was a flop? Drop a comment below. Hit the like button on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy TP. And this is TP Wrestling Rants. And I call it how it is, which is going to be raw, real, and from my gut and how I feel at the moment. So I see y'all on the next one. Probably go do a Raw after Mania review tonight, you know. But who knows? Catch y'all in the next video though. Peace.